here. Okay, stand by. Here we go live. I'm going to start with a voiceover. Tane will be the first to speak, and then we'll introduce Saraswati and Rachel. Everybody ready? Here we go. Hello and welcome to the virtual 2020 American Constitution Society Progressive Law Benefit. Please welcome to the virtual stage your host for the evening, Tane Danger.
Hi everybody, hello, yay! This is so fun. I am so excited to be here. Hello everybody watching there at home virtually. My name is Tane Danger. I am your host for the evening for this very special event called the American Constitution Society Minneapolis-St. Paul Chapter Progressive Law Benefit 2020, which this year, for the first time, is virtual, as a lot of things are these days. I can't remember now. This is maybe my fourth or fifth one of these that I'm hosting, and they are always super fun. And this year is going to be extra super fun because we have an incredible lineup of people who are going to be joining us. For folks who've never come to one of these before, this is a benefit for this amazing organization, and you will hear a lot more about why this organization is so needed and valuable. And I will just underscore, wildly needed and valuable right now. And there are other people who can talk better about that than I can. But throughout the program, you're going to see some links show up in the chat on the YouTube, which are places where you can go and donate. And I highly encourage you to do that. This is a good time to put your money where your mouth is, put it behind your values, and as a bonus, throughout the entire program, if you donate $100 or more, we will give you a live virtual shout out with me and all of the other panelists for this evening, and we will literally toast you with a beverage of some kind. So two last things I want to say before I throw it over to your co-presidents for this evening. One, this whole program later tonight, what we're doing, it's a virtual quiz show. And so I have put together a fabulous quiz of wonderful questions that we are going to ask three teams that we have put together. You can play along at home, but please do not text any of them the answers, but it is very fun. Two, I want to say that voice that you heard at the very top of the show, that is Mr. Dennis Curley, who is
Tane.
both our producer for this evening and is going to be sort of my invisible partner and somebody that I banter with throughout it. So a big round of applause. And this is funny because Dennis Curley will actually control the applause button throughout the entire program. So a big round of applause for Dennis Curley.
They're cheering wildly as we speak.
That's fabulous. All right. And without further ado, I want to keep that round of applause going for the co-presidents of the Minneapolis-St. Paul chapter of the American Constitution Society, who are going to say a little bit about this organization, the work that it does here, and honestly, why it is just such an important institution for our community, and at this point, the entire country. So without further ado, please help me in welcoming to the stage your co-presidents, Saraswati Singh and Rachel Kitsy Collins. Please, a big round of applause.
Thank you, Tane Danger. Hello and welcome to the American Constitution Society's 5th annual Progressive Law Benefit. We are virtual this year, as Tane mentioned, thanks to his hard work, his production team, and a whole lot of other people. As Tane mentioned, my name is Saraswati Singh, and I'm co-president of the ACS Minneapolis-St. Paul Lawyers Chapter. ACS is the nation's leading progressive legal organization. We have over 200 lawyer and student chapters across the U.S., including at each of our 3 Minnesota law schools. ACS believes in genuine equality, democracy, and rule of law. Rule of law means laws are applied equally to every single person, regardless of race, sex, physical ability, and socioeconomic status. But most of all, ACS believes in the Constitution. The document was forged during a time when queens and kings reigned. It was a progressive document for that time, of the people, by the people, and for the people. The Constitution protects our rights and has mechanisms in that document so it can be adapted so that we as a nation can keep working toward a more perfect union. Today we are here to celebrate. It is the annual Progressive Law Benefit after all. But first, I want to take a moment to reflect. This year started off with a pandemic. Over 200,000 Americans have died. Then in Minnesota, in her very own neighborhood, something terrible happened. George Floyd was killed by a Minneapolis police officer while other officers looked on. It's caused us a searing pain that isn't going away. And now that our blinders are ripped off, showing us that racial inequality is deeply embedded in the fabric of our society, we just can't look away and we have to do something. And Breonna Taylor's grand jury verdict freshly reminded us that systemic racism is deeply embedded in our laws. And then just last week, Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg died. She was a Supreme Court justice. She was an icon. She was the top of her class at an Ivy League school, and law firms wouldn't hire her as an attorney because she was a woman, because she was a mother. I couldn't be where I'm at today without Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Neither could our board, which is predominantly women. Our icon, Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, is gone. John Lewis is gone. They're not coming to save us. But it's okay, because ACS was made for this moment. We are a group of lawyers, law students, judges who believe in a higher ideal, in the rule of law, in democracy, in something more than just politics. It's time for us to join hands across race, gender, class, and fight for our country, for democracy, rule of law, and genuine equality. And what does that mean? We are a 501c3 organization. We don't endorse anyone, but we can fight in a way that others can't. We know how this country works. We know the laws. So apply to be a judge. We need good judges who understand racial inequality, who understand what it's like to be a woman and not be paid for equal pay for equal work, who know what it's like to be gay and not have the chance to marry someone you love, unless someone like Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg comes along. Apply to be a judge. Let us know. We need good people with a good heart who care about something more than their personal trajectory, but care about something higher and are willing to join hands with people across this country to fight for what our ancestors fought for, the Constitution. Vote. Help your neighbors vote. If they speak another language, help them. It's easy for us to look up the Secretary of State website. It's not so easy for others, especially folks that are financially struggling right now and don't have access to internet. Lead by example. I'm so proud of the ACS Minneapolis-St. Paul Lawyers chapter. We have grown so much and we've done a lot of internal reflection. You probably don't see that part of us, but I want to take a few moments to mention that because I'm just so proud. We have evolved. As I mentioned, we're majority female on our board of directors. I mean, that is huge for a legal organization that's still considered diversity in this day and age. Our board is 30% people of color. And that happened not just because of me. It's true because folks like Rachel Kitsy Collins joined me, and we went out encouraging people to apply, saying, yes, you belong at the table. We need you. We need your perspective. We need other people to see that you are at the table too. And then I'd like to end with a few words regarding my colleague, Rachel Kitsy Collins. She doesn't know I'm going to do this, but I like a little surprise. So I've been president of ACS for 4 years. And as I mentioned, all the terrible things happening in the world, it's made me realize the fact that our chapter is special. They elected a woman of color 4 years in a row to head a legal organization, unanimously elected every year. And my partners have included Rachel Kitsy Collins, who never once made me feel small or less. She was my champion and I was hers. And this year she did something that a lot of women don't do and don't get to do. She had a baby named Eleanor. And before she went on parental leave, she worked so hard ensuring that we had ACS events planned every month that she was gone. And then she took the time to be with her child and take care of what was important. And when she came back, she went full on and she drafted all those letters that we sent out to our co-sponsors. And frankly, she pulled in most of the money that we got from co-sponsors this year. I just want to say thank you to Rachel Kitsy Collins, to Chris Henjum, who was my co-president before that, to the ACS board, who have been, frankly, very special. There's not many organizations like us. And so let's take this time to celebrate all of our hard work and all the hard work that we will do. And so with that, I kick it over to the wonderful Rachel Kitsy Collins.
Thank you so much, Saraswati. I really appreciate those words. And let me just say that Saraswati has been our fearless leader for the past 4 years. And before that as well, she's our voice and our conscience. And we couldn't have this organization without her. So thank you. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for being with us tonight. My name is Rachel Kitsy Collins. I'm an attorney at Lockridge, Grindal, Nauen, and co-president of the Minneapolis-St. Paul chapter of the American Constitution Society. We obviously wish we could be together with all of you in person tonight, but we are so excited to be able to come together virtually, talk about ACS, and of course to enjoy another quiz show hosted by the great Tane Danger. We are also grateful to have with us tonight ACS's president, Russ Feingold, who I will introduce shortly. Before I turn it over to Russ, though, I'd like to make a couple of thank yous. First, thank you to our wonderful board of directors who do so much work throughout the year to put on great events like this. Second, I want to thank our wonderful sponsors who have given so generously to support ACS. We know that this is a tough year for everyone, including law firms and other organizations. So we want to extend a special thanks to our sponsors this year, many of whom have supported us every year since the inception of this benefit. So first, at the champion level, a big thank you to Fredrikson and Byron for their support. Next, at the partner level, we would like to thank Cummins and Cummins, Faegre Drinker, Green Espel, Gustafson Gluek, Lockridge Grindal Nauen, and Robbins Kaplan. And at the supporter level, we'd like to thank Baillon, Thome, Jozwiak, and Wanta, Best and Flanagan, Dorsey and Whitney, Smith Partners, and Patricia Bloodgood. I would also like to directly ask for your support for ACS this evening. The events of this past year, these past 4 years, and even this past weeks demonstrate how important it is to support organizations like ACS that are dedicated to advancing and defending democracy, justice, equality, and liberty. ACS is committed to securing a government that serves the public interest and to guarding against abuse of law and concentration of power. These are basic but essential principles and values that are currently under daily attack, and it is only through our constant vigilance that we can secure and defend them. And for that, we need your support and we need your resources. Our goal tonight is to raise $2,500. We think this is totally doable. The link to donate should appear on the right of your screen. And as Tane said, anyone who gives 100 or more tonight will receive a special shout out from Tane Danger during the quiz show. So we thank you in advance for your support and your contributions. And again, thank you for joining us here tonight. Now, I'd like to turn it over to former United States Senator from Wisconsin and current president of ACS, Russ Feingold. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rachel, and I welcome all the attendees. And I am Russ Feingold, and I got to tell you, I know already from the very beginning, 6 months ago when I took this job, that this is one of the great chapters, one of the great lawyer chapters in the country. You have had tremendous challenges, and you've risen to address all of them. So I want to especially thank Rachel Kitsi Collins, Saraswati Singh, Chris Henjum, Maren Hulden, Seth Zawila, and Ali Hitt for their tireless work in organizing this fundraiser. Again, I don't need to tell the people in the Twin Cities this has been a tough year. COVID-19, world famous police violence in your own city, other incidents of racial injustice, enormous threats to the rule of law and our democracy. And then, as Saraswati said, on top of all that, losing Justice Ginsburg, one of the greatest and most influential public servants in American history. The first woman ever to lie in state in the U.S. Capitol. The process to name her successor should be dignified, thorough, and fair. Under no circumstances should the Senate consider a replacement for Justice Ginsburg until the inauguration of the next president on January 20th. I mean, just think about how twisted this is. You've got a majority of the Senate's already committed to vote for somebody, and they don't even know who it is. You know, why would you want to be a senator if you have to commit to vote for somebody before you even know who it is? It's a joke on our system of government, but it's not a funny joke. Voters in many states are already casting early ballots. To hold hearings in the midst of an election is an insult to voters who are already choosing the next president. That president, whoever it is, should make this nomination. And we know how important the courts themselves are and the impact they have on the lives of everyday people. For example, the ACA, the healthcare bill, Obama, is set to come before the court on November 10th. And they're trying to rush to put a new justice on to be in that case. This will be for the third time. It could be struck down. And so many people could lose their coverage in the midst of a pandemic, leaving millions without access to health care. States have also been terribly active in recent years in restricting reproductive freedom, and the addition of another anti-Roe justice will accelerate that trend. Overturning Roe, whether they try to do it in one fell swoop or by cutting back the right that was created incrementally, likely means not only sweeping restrictions on abortion in conservative states, but also what you'll see is all kinds of new major regulations at the federal level that will touch the lives of every woman in America. Furthermore, every progressive issue that we care about will be shaped by the court, from voting rights and democracy reform to the environment, to LGBTQ issues, to the protection of the right of people to collectively organize. These are all in danger with an even more conservative court that could roll back the past progressive victories and do untold damage. As both of the other speakers said, though, because of your role in ACS, you can play a unique role in this debate. The right's goal is to capture the court and lock it down for the rest of your lives. And I'm speaking here to the younger people attending. It could be for 40 or 50 years. And only you can effectively deliver this message. Be creative. You should engage with the gatekeepers of traditional media and seek to deliver your messages through op-eds and letters to the editor, but you can also deliver your messages directly via social media. And in addition, thanks to chapters like the Minnesota chapter all over the country, we have 40 active working groups around the country who are going to be good and ready as of November 3rd to propose new judges based on their record of service to their communities. We will be ready with vetted names. We'll be suggesting candidates who are ethnically and racially diverse and diverse in the kind of practice they do. So our list will include public defenders, local community activists, people that have represented unions, people that have represented plaintiffs, not people that are already been judges or primarily represent corporations. With the passing of Justice Ginsburg, the court enters a new and perilous phase of its history. We as a community of progressive legal professionals have an obligation to help guide the nation through this next phase. So draft those op-eds on the importance of the courts, why the Senate should not replace Justice Ginsburg until after the inauguration, connecting the courts with the lived experiences of everyday people, and highlighting the legacy that the courts will have for the next generation. My friends, our work is really more necessary than it's ever been, and we need your support. So this is a terribly serious occasion, but this event will not be serious after this. I actually understand this is a friendly game, a friendly competition, so I have to get suited up in my appropriate attire for the event. Oh, an outrage. Anyway, thank you for supporting our critical work. And now let me turn it over to Jordan, who's one of our great people in our national office, and for his comments.
Thank you so much, Russ. I'd first like to reiterate ACS's appreciation for all the hard work, the weeks of hard work that the MSP ACS Lawyer Chapter Board put into organizing today's event, and also to all of you for choosing to spend your Thursday evening with us. Our members are truly the beating heart of our network, and we couldn't do what we do without you. My name is Jordan Blisk. My pronouns are he and him. I'm an assistant director of chapters here at ACS National, and I have the pleasure of currently serving as this chapter's ACS National Liaison. Before we jump into our main event tonight, I would just like to make sure that you are all aware of a few ACS events, projects, and engagement opportunities that your donations tonight will go towards making possible. This morning, we hosted a 2020-2021 Supreme Court preview featuring Kimberly Atkins, Catherine Frank, Abby Gluek, Elbert Lynn, Jeannie Ray, and Paul Smith. With the recent passing of Justice Ginsburg, this discussion was all the more relevant, so if you weren't able to join the call, I highly encourage you to check out the recording. Additionally, coming up next week, we have a panel discussion titled "A Fear of Too Much Justice: Confronting Systemic Racism in the Death Penalty." This event will be on October 1st, starting at noon in Central Time, and will examine what led to and perpetuates the stark racial disparities in the death penalty and how they can be addressed both at the state and federal level. ACS is also looking for volunteers interested in upcoming research and pro bono projects. Many of our projects can be done remotely, and access to legal research services is helpful but not always required. Projects include engaging in voter advocacy this election season, teaching school-age children virtually about the Constitution through our Constitution in the Classroom program, and participating in ACS's Notice and Comment project. Further, we are recruiting lawyers and law student volunteers for nonpartisan activities this election year to help make sure that we have a safe, fair, delay-free election for all voters. We encourage you all to consider signing up to be a poll worker or volunteering with other election protection efforts. If you are interested in volunteering with us in any of these capacities, please email us at lcemails@acslaw.org for more details. Again, that's lcemails@acslaw.org. In addition to our pro bono efforts, as Russ mentioned, ACS has a project that we call our Path to the Bench Initiative, which is working to develop a highly qualified pool of legal professionals dedicated to long-term positive change and a fair judiciary. Our 40 working groups work closely with their local legal communities to identify talented progressive lawyers at every stage in their careers and give them the support necessary to obtain influential legal positions at the state and federal level. To learn more about our Path to the Bench project and how you can get involved, please visit our website at acslaw.org. And finally, I would like to invite you all to follow us on social media so that you can keep up with the latest ACS news and updates. You can find us online via Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn by searching American Constitution Society. And so, without further ado, I will now turn things over to your host for tonight's main event, Tane Danger.
Okay. All right. I am super excited to be here with you all. This is going to be so much fun. We have a fabulous quiz show set up for all of you and for our fabulous panel to put together, and I am going to introduce them all momentarily. I will just say very quickly one more time, I'm Tane Danger, normally the host of a show called The Theater of Public Policy here, but this, as was noted, is my honor for the 5th time in a row to host this Progressive Law Benefit. What's happened is I have worked with my team to put together 4 rounds of questions, trivia questions that we are going to ask this fabulous panel to answer. Some of them are easy, some of them are very hard. They are all fill in the blank type questions. So there's a lot of room for them to be creative if they don't know the answer. I will say one more time, this whole thing is a fundraiser. And so if you're watching at home, this is the part of the show to click on the link and make a donation. Particularly, I will just say, I have an entire full beer here of Finnegan's, and I'm just doing a shout out to Finnegan's because they're my favorite beer company here in Minnesota. So please donate more than $100 so that we can give you a cheers, and I have a reason to drink this other than just I want to. Okay, with that, I am going to introduce our fabulous panel for this evening. We have 3 teams of 2. I am going to introduce them in no particular order. But I'll start this way because they get bonus points for being our one team that is physically in the same place, because they're allowed to be, because they're together most of the time. So please, without further ado, wherever you are, make a big round of applause for Team Maye Quade, which includes both Erin and Alyse Maye Quade. Big round of applause. Yay. Hello. Thank you so much. Thank you both for being here. And I should have said your titles when I introduced you both. Alyse, Political and Organizing Director for the Minnesota DFL, and Erin Maye Quade, Advocacy Director for Gender Justice. We're in your living room right now.
You're in our living room. Welcome to our space.
It's
Clean up
beautiful.
after yourselves, please.
I'll try. No promises.
Take your shoes off.
I will. I'm going to throw this out here just as to heighten the tension for this evening. Erin Maye Quade, you have been part of this for at least 2 or 3 of these that we have done, and you have won twice.
Correct. 3 years, 2 championships. I am defending last year's title.
Okay, so high stakes, and so this is awkward. Are you on stronger footing with this year's partner on your team? Okay.
I love Erin Murphy. I love Sammy, but my wife.
I don't know.
Okay, then no, I'm not. Erin Murphy and Sammy were better, and I concede the whole match.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
It's just, the trick is wait until the end of it, and then if you win, it's totally because you were the best team ever, and if you lost, you can decide who you want to throw under the bus. Okay, great. Team Maye Quade, very delighted to have you. I'm going to just go to the next family team because we did this as a family affair. These shows are generally sort of all, I'm stealing everything from 1970s game shows. So this is a combination of Hollywood Squares and Family Feud. And right now we have another fabulous family. We have with us, please, a big round of applause, Kim Ellison, Chair of the Minneapolis Board of Education, and Isaiah Ellison, Assistant County Attorney from Ramsey County. Please, big round of applause. Hello, Ellisons.
Hello, Mr. Danger.
This is very good to see you both. Isaiah, I will start with you. You recently-ish graduated from Tulane, and now you're back in the Twin Cities.
Indeed. Yep.
How is it to be back?
It feels good. It's not as hot, but it's great.
Yeah, that's good. And then I have to say, Kim Ellison, everyone who's on this panel tonight has a very busy life and a busy schedule. And yet, I'm going to just go out on a limb, and I cannot think of anyone who has a busier schedule in life than the board chair for education for Minneapolis right now.
It's been a little much, yes, but the students and the staff are doing amazingly well. We can't be together, but we're virtual, like we are here tonight, and they're doing it, and it's beautiful.
I love it. All right, thank you both so much for being here. It's going to be fierce quiz, and then our final team. which just, again, because I really like to crank up the tension for things, I am going to call for the Minneapolis-St. Paul Progressive Law Benefit. Team Wisconsin, please, a big round of applause. You already saw him once. Former Senator Russ Feingold, president of ACS, and Mary Irvine, chief of staff for ACS. Hello, thank you both so much for being here.
Thanks, Tane.
Your comments at the top were wonderful. Russ, thank you so much for doing that. Can you all, I know that we heard a little bit about it, but how's ACS doing being all virtual? Maybe I'll start with Russ and then go to Mary.
Well, it's amazing because we have 200 student chapters and 50 lawyer chapters across the country. They've all discovered each other and they are able to do joint programming, and we have some of the biggest events we've ever had. So we're very sad about why it happened, but it's showing the power of this network, and people are getting to know each other and they're more powerful that way. So we're happy about that, Puck.
That is very cool. Mary, similar thoughts or?
Very much so, Tane. I think people have been incredibly productive and really just using the time to make new connections. And Russ and I started our work just at the end of February, beginning of March. So it's been all virtual.
That is, wow, that's wild. And you both are in, I'm not trying to drag this out, but I am. You both are in Wisconsin. Russ, you're outside of No, you're not. Where are you, Mary?
No, I'm in Middleton, but Mary is in near our nation's capital, right, Mary?
I'm in Alexandria, Virginia.
Okay. Well,
she's an honorary
Wisconsin. Team Wisconsin, so I'm sorry, Mary. This is, well, I was about to say this is DC erasure, which happens a lot, but it's Alexandria erasure in this case. All right. Thank you all so much for being here. This is very exciting. I'm going to get started with our quiz. How does this work? Round one, what we're going to do is I'm going to ask a set of 4 questions.
Oh, Tane, I'm just going to interrupt.
We will answer.
This is Dennis.
And
Erin,
each team
Tane,
will...
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, Erin had left the room, but she's back. Okay, I just wanted to stop you.
No, it's great. We are going to do 4 rounds of questions. And as I said, the first round, 4 questions in it. And I'm going to ask each of the teams have at least one person who's got a blank piece of paper that they write down their answers on, so that when we go back and we check the answers for each one, we know that you wrote it down and you didn't cheat. You didn't just update it. So I'll ask all 4 questions before asking you for your answers to all 4. So I'll do question 1, question 2, question 3, question 4, and then we'll go back and get all your answers for all 4, if that makes sense. It will make sense. I haven't even gotten to toast anybody, and I'm already sort of all over the place. All right, so are you all ready?
Ready.
It's great. Okay, nobody said yet. Okay, there's a few thumbs up. All right, round 1, question 1. The first round is all about the United States Supreme Court. Okay, and this is largely about, you can see the answer to the question on the quiz. Good, all right. So round 1, question 1. In a 9-0 decision, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled the state of Washington was in its rights to fine, and I'm going to butcher this, Peter Brett Chiafalo, I think that's right, Chiafalo, Peter Brett Chiafalo, $1,000 for doing what? So, 9-0 decision this year at the U.S. Supreme Court. The state of Washington was in its rights to fine Peter Chiafalo $1,000 for doing what? We're going to give the teams just a little bit of time to talk amongst themselves. Dennis, I got a text that somebody was saying that you can see the answer, but you can't. I'm looking at it. You can't see the answer.
No, you can't see. You know, I will own up to the fact that when we switched to this page, one of the answers was on the screen. But it was from like way later in the quiz. No one's even going to remember that.
No one's going to remember that.
No,
All
I've
right.
already forgotten what's happening.
I'm amazed at like we have all of these people on this stream together. This is fabulous. Okay, it seems like everybody answered that pretty quickly. There was not a whole lot of banter about that one. People were on the same page, so that's pretty cool. That's good. Okay, let's try question 2. The Supreme Court confirmed in July that if you live in Tulsa, Oklahoma, You, in fact, probably live where? If you live in Tulsa, Oklahoma, according to a U.S. Supreme Court decision this year, you actually live where? Which I think a lot of people, probably most of the people watching, would argue you always were living there. But now the U.S. Supreme Court backed it up, which is a big deal.
Tulsa was rough this year.
Yeah, Tulsa was rough this year. Yeah, there's probably a lot of jokes to be made at Tulsa's expense, but I'm not going to do it this year because it's been a long year.
It's been a long year.
All right.
Erin's already given up.
Yeah.
She's thrown her answer over her shoulder. Good job.
Okay. Our teams are putting their answers together. Oh, this is one of my favorite questions because I really like this person. I've never met this person, but I really like them as sort of a character in public life. So, question 3 of round 1. Former Obama administration official Janet Napolitano sued the department that she used to head in a Supreme Court case over what? So Janet Napolitano was a administration official during the Obama administration. Last year, I believe, although the case was settled this year, she sued that very department in a case over what?
Do you think of her more of as a character, Tane? I always thought of her as a person.
Well, character is probably not a fair word. I was trying to think. I feel like she is like somebody that I would totally hang out. I would love to hang out with Janet Napolitano.
She's fabulous.
Yeah. And also I like saying Janet
Napolitano.
Yeah.
It's my favorite kind of pizza.
It is like a kind
Napolitano pizza.
This is not worth any points. What would be on a Janet Napolitano pizza?
I think Erin just
put it in the chat,
drink.
people. Okay, good. Put it in the chat if you're watching at home on YouTube. All right. Question 4, last question of round 1. Just cheese. The Maye Quade say cheese. Cheese. I'm going to say smoked cheese.
Oh, I like it.
I don't know what her position is on marijuana. All right, so in Bostock versus Clayton County, Georgia, the court ruled that the Civil Rights Act protects gay and transgender workers from workplace discrimination. What was it that Gerald Bostock originally did that led Clayton County, Georgia to fire him?
Did it have to do with the Napolitano pizza?
I'm not even going to give that much of a hint. Maybe it's that we know that this whole thing has something to do with being gay and transgender. And so there was something that Bostock did, Gerald Bostock did that I guess you would say outed him. And maybe that was having pizza with Janet Napolitano, but it wasn't.
And also, here's another hint. I don't want to give away too much, but it's a Supreme Court case. Oh, wait, these all are. This whole round.
These all are, yes. And this was a big, kind of surprising Supreme Court case because the question isn't how it turned out. We all hopefully know. This crowd of all people knows how it turned out. All right, teams. Do you have your answers down for all 4 questions? Do you need any questions repeated? No, you're good. All right, here we go. We're going to go back through the questions. I am not going to reveal what the correct answers are until we've seen the answers that all 3 of the teams have given us. So I'm going to just start I'll start with Team Ellison for question 1. I'm going to ask you to just tell us what you answered for this question. Question 1, in a 9-0 decision, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled the state of Washington was within its rights to fine Peter Brett Chiaflo $1,000 for doing what? What did they say it was fine? Team Ellison?
Yes, for not voting for his state's pledged electoral votes.
Okay, for not voting for his state's electoral votes. That is a very serious answer. Okay, good. I'm going to go next. Team Maye Quade? What did you say?
I think we go with Team Ellison, but also public urination.
What did you write down?
Public urination.
Okay.
Okay, that's a funnier answer. And finally, I'll go to Team Wisconsin / Alexandria. What did you put for this? Okay, Mary is just holding something up that just says he was a faithless elector, pay up. So the correct answer was yes, he was a faithless elector. Congratulations, Ellisons and Team Wisconsin. You each get 1 point for that. So 4 of Washington State's electors who had signed pledges to vote for the Democratic nominee voted for candidates other than Clinton Kane. Per the law, they were each fined $1,000, and the United States Supreme Court said, that's fine. Yeah, you're within your rights to do that. Interestingly, there were actually, I believe, in total 39 faithless electors in this last presidential election, 2016. All of them were Democratic ones.
What they were upset about.
Yeah. So, okay, here we go. Question 2, I'm going to start where I ended last time with Team Wisconsin. Team Wisconsin, the Supreme Court confirmed in July that if you live in Tulsa, Oklahoma, you in fact live where?
Yep. Live in Indian country on a reservation.
That is a good answer. Live in Indian country. Good. Okay, I'm going to go Team Maye Quade. What did you say?
We said a reservation and native lands where we all live.
This is good. Okay, so we've got 2 answers. And Team Ellison?
Said the same thing, on a reservation, native land.
Wow, everybody had this one. Everyone knew it. So the correct answer is yes. The Supreme Court confirmed in July that if you live in Tulsa, Oklahoma, you in fact live on indigenous land / a reservation. And specifically, I had to look this up. Mary has the map behind her, although I don't know if it gets this granular, that Tulsa actually is probably bisected by 2, the Muskogee and the Cherokee Nation. So it kind of depends on where you live in Tulsa, but you definitely live on one of these reservations, which for the legal people watching at home, which hopefully is probably everyone, that means that a lot of convictions and things that were against Native people are potentially going to get thrown out because you're on their land. Very complicated and interesting. Okay, good. Question 3. Former Obama administration official Janet Napolitano sued the department that she used to run in a Supreme Court case over what? I am going to start this time with Team Maye Quade.
Whistleblower?
Whistleblower. That is a fun word. Okay.
Yes, it is.
I'm going to go Team Ellison. What did you say for this one?
Said sex discrimination.
Sex discrimination. Oh, also a good one. Okay, and I'm going to try Team ACS Wisconsin. A very confident DACA as your answer, question mark. So the correct answer is, I'm just making notes for myself, is in fact DACA. That is the correct answer for Team Wisconsin. So Janet Napolitano used to, yes, oh, you changed it into an exclamation point. Fabulous. Janet Napolitano used to head the Department of Homeland Security, as you might remember, and she now is the head of the University of California. And on behalf of her students who are undocumented and protected by DACA at the University of California, she sued the Department of Homeland Security to say that the attempt to repeal or eliminate DACA is unfair and unjust. And it was sort of a big deal because it's not every day that an administration official sues the department that it used to run. So, big deal. And also, important to say, in that case, which Dennis reminded me of, that she won. They won, and DACA was not repealed this year. So, last one. Yeah. Last one, in Bostock versus Clayton County, Georgia. It's very hard to say Clayton County, Georgia without a bit of a twang. Clayton County, Georgia. The court ruled that the Civil Rights Act protects gay and transgender workers from workplace discrimination. What was it that Gerald Bostock originally did that led Clayton County, Georgia to fire him? I am going to go first to Team Ellison on this one. What did you say? What was it that Gerald Bostock did?
He used a women's restroom.
Used a women's restroom. Okay, this is a solid answer. Lines up with the facts of the case. I like it. Okay, I'm going to go next to the ACS Wisconsin team. Buying ice cream. You have to read it. I'm sorry.
Buying ice cream every day from Wisconsin.
Okay, good, fabulous. All right, and Team Maye Quade.
Played on a softball team.
I can't believe it. It is 100% that the Maye Quades got the answer right. Mr. Bostock played in a gay softball league, which got him fired from his county job, which is lame, to say the least. But
it's gay. Like, it's a really gay thing to do.
To play softball. I know. Yeah. I don't know everyone's sexual orientation. I'm gonna ask the Maye Quades if you play. And I have never done softball. I am on a gay swim team, which is also very gay.
You've named the two sports I played in high school: softball and swimming. Also, and theater. I golf.
Theater is a gay sport. I can speak
Wow.
as a theater artist. Absolutely.
We are really living up to our reputation.
We
Okay,
really
good.
Playing right into that stereotype, Dane. Right in.
Fabulous. Okay, fabulous. Yes, he was fired, but thankfully it went all the way to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said you can't fire him for that. So, all right, we are gonna move along. I got a note from our fundraising people that they think that their system is lagging and they don't know exactly how many people have donated. I'm going to assume that like a ton of people donated, mostly so that we can all do a big cheers. Cheers to everybody who is supporting ACS tonight. Yay! That's fabulous. If you are donating right now, because our system maybe is lagging a little bit, put something in the YouTube chat just to say like,
Good
hey,
idea.
I chipped in. I'm supporting this great organization because I want a progressive legal future for the country, and that's important. So, and Russ
Take
is
note of
really
the wardrobe change.
going to go there. Wow. Great.
No.
All right, fabulous. I'm going to do a recap of the scores. Oh, this is not going to help his ego. So we have Team Ellison with 2 points right now, Team Maye Quade with 2 points right now, and Team Wisconsin with 3 points right now. So Team Wisconsin, Russ and Mary, you are in the lead. But get ready, because round two is all about Minnesota legal things that have happened.
Ooh. Oh, man.
Okay, so this is good. This is going to even up the scores, I feel like.
Badgers.
Yes. Okay, take it, Badgers. All right, here we go. Round two question. Dennis, are we good to start round two?
Yeah, I've already got the question up, Tane, and this. Thank goodness your scores agree with mine.
Oh, good.
Because that would be embarrassing if I had to change them.
You'd have to throw it to the House of Representatives. Okay, round two, question one. The Minnesota Supreme Court Chief Justice Lori Gilday denied a petition by 57 recent graduates to do what? So this is just earlier this year. 57 recent graduates petitioned the Minnesota Supreme Court for something, and Chief Justice Lori Gilday said, nope, too bad. She was probably more eloquent than that, I'm guessing.
It could have been.
It probably was very thoroughly written, but
She might have used
maybe,
like 1,012 words. I don't know.
Yeah, it was probably many pages. Many clerks worked on it, probably. Okay, fabulous. Moving on in round two, our Minnesota round of this. Question two. According to the office of the Minnesota Attorney General, what has fallen in the Twin Cities from $200,000 an hour to $100,000 an hour? I like this question because they could be really just about anything.
Is it the
like.
speed limit,
What?
Tane?
What was that?
Is it the speed limit?
Yeah, the speed limit. The speed limit on parts of Lyndale Avenue through Uptown. I'm just going to make really specific location-based jokes that will make no sense to Senator Feingold or Maye. So Lyndale Avenue. Can we talk about how fast people drive through Uptown? Woof.
Someday I-35W will reopen.
Yeah. So just to reiterate it one more time for folks, what in the Twin Cities has fallen from 200,000 an hour to 100,000 an hour? All right. People are really deliberating that. Wow. I can see the wheels turning in the Maye Quade household. They wrote something down, though, which is good. Okay. Question 3. What industry group? Oh, I love this question. What industry group sued to block a Minnesota law, leading Governor Tim Walz to declare they're more hated than COVID? So there was an industry group that sued this year to try and block a newly passed law. And when they sued, Governor Tim Walz was quoted as saying, by going forward with this lawsuit, this industry group has got to be more hated than COVID now. That's quite a statement.
That's pretty hated. I mean, I don't think people are fans of the COVID.
That would be interesting. Has anybody polled that? That would be an interesting poll.
Certainly worth asking the question.
You remember when they used to do that every once in a while? I felt like sort of as a joke, but maybe to try and make a point, which was like, you know, they would poll like the popularity of Dick Cheney and then like the popularity of like bed bugs or something.
Oh, it's
and
always about
see,
Congress.
like,
always.
Yeah. So I don't know if anybody's polled the popularity of COVID, but Tim Walz thinks that this industry group is worse. Okay. Question 4. In a 5-2 decision, the Minnesota Supreme Court ruled in May that Tom Landwehr had the power to do what? Did I say that right, Dennis? Do you
Landwehr. Yep.
Landwehr. So, in a 5-2 decision, the Minnesota Supreme Court ruled this May that Tom Landwehr had the power to do what? He had already done it. And then the Supreme Court said, yeah, he did have the power to do that.
I'm going to suggest retroactive decisions are the best. Yeah, retroactivity, you know, what do they say? Ask forgiveness later?
Ask forgiveness, not permission.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is what all lawyers recommend, I think, right?
I'm pretty sure that's in the ABA guidelines somewhere.
Isaiah is shaking
his head at us.
Oh. Nope.
And Kim's just laughing, and that's fine. That's fine.
All right. Those are all my Minnesota questions, Team Wisconsin. Well, that's a lie. That's a lie. There's more Minnesota questions.
Come on.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's all right. It's for a good cause. People are donating lots of money, I assume. That's why I keep taking swigs of this beer. All right, let's go back through our questions through round 2. Did anybody need anything repeated?
Number 4.
Number 4. One more time. In a 5-2 decision, the Minnesota Supreme Court ruled that Tom Landwehr had the power to do what? What did Tom Landwehr do? He had already done it, and so it went. But some people said he didn't have the power to do this, and they sued about it. But then the Supreme Court said, no, he did have the power to do it. Okay, let's go back. Round 2, question 1. Here we go. Minnesota Supreme Court Justice Lori Gilday denied a petition by 57 recent graduates to do what? I'm going to start with Team Ellison on this one because I feel like maybe you would have an idea about this one.
have a graduation, to have their graduation or graduation party.
To have their graduation party. I love the idea that the desire to have a graduation party would make it to the Minnesota Supreme Court. I want to argue that case, even though I'm not a lawyer. Okay, let's go. Let's try another team. I'm going to go Team Maye Quade. What did you all think?
Ours similarly play Vitamin C graduation song at a virtual graduation. So,
can I say that if Lori Gilday ruled no, you cannot play Vitamin C.
The law is the law, Tane.
I love it. All right, Team Wisconsin, what did you think shooting in the dark here about the Minnesota Supreme Court?
Well, Russ texted me to not take the bar exam.
Oh my God. Team Wisconsin got the points. That is the correct answer.
Wow.
So there was a lot of discussion this year about whether you could take the bar exam safely. And there was at least 57 recent law student graduates here in Minnesota who petitioned the Minnesota Supreme Court, which oversees the bar exam, to say, we shouldn't have to take it this year. Just let us start practicing law somehow without taking the bar. And the Supreme Court, Justice Gilday said, no, you got to take it. And we'll do they set it up that you'll be spaced apart and you can wear masks and all that, but you can't get out of taking it. So
ACS has sided with the students. Just so you know, ACS has sided with the students on this.
Oh. I feel like the judges are the last people to be like, can we not take the bar exam? Like, no, you're definitely taking it.
Okay, good one. That's surprising. All right. According to the Office of the Minnesota Attorney General, what has fallen in the Twin Cities from $200,000 an hour to $100,000 an hour? I am going to, because they are making all kinds of faces, I am going to start with Team Maye Quade on this one.
We dissent to the question.
There's an Ellison
There's an Ellison on the team. It's the family.
Where?
Advantage.
Sure.
Because we don't know the answer, so we're dissenting to the question.
Okay, fabulous. That is worth 0 points. So I'm gonna go. I'll wait to go with Team Ellison last, then, and I'll try Team Wisconsin. What did you have an idea about for this one? Mail. M-A-I-L, mail. And now I'm gonna go to Team Ellison.
Amount of mail delivered.
That is correct. So both the Team Ellison and Team Wisconsin got this correct. Dissent is noted.
Maybe it's an objection. Neither of us are lawyers, so this is all new verbiage, but
I'm not a lawyer either, but well, Dennis is the judge of this whole thing, so I'll let him decide.
You guys are doing great.
Thank you. All right, so that is the correct answer. The state of Minnesota joined a whole batch of other states to sue the federal government over the practice of slowing down seemingly the mail across the country. And one of the stats that they noted is that the amount of mail in the Twin Cities that is being processed has been diminished from 200,000 pieces an hour to 100,000 pieces an hour, which is problematic, which is why we're suing about it. So, question 3. What industry group sued to block Minnesota law, leading Governor Tim Walz to declare they're more hated than COVID? I will start this time. I don't think I've started one with Team Wisconsin on these, so because I've been interested. So, what Team Wisconsin? What did you say on this one?
Drug companies.
Drug companies. Oh, good. They are pretty hated. Okay, good. All right. I will go. Team Maye Quade. What do you think?
Same. Big Pharma.
Boo.
I like the thumbs down and the boo. That's a nice touch.
Ooh. And then Team Ellison?
Same, but we've explained why. The insulin industry for refusing to give free insulin.
Wow.
Show offs.
Yes, that is, everybody got it right. The Ellisons got it most right, which is, the correct answer is pharma. So there was a law passed this year, the Alex Smith Insulin Affordability Act, which was attempting to address a problem where insulin has become unaffordable for people. And pharma, which I did not realize until this, that there actually, like I always thought pharma was sort of just like a slur almost that we used against drug companies, like say like, ooh, big pharma. They call themselves pharma. Like that's their own name for themselves.
And they spell it funny,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So they sued to stop affordable insulin. And so that led Tim Walz to say, Governor Tim Walz, they are more hated than COVID, which I don't know if anybody's done the polling. It does seem like it's a bad PR position to take.
Can I just say, Tane, so Alex Smith was a 26-year-old who died shortly, like a few months after his 26th birthday because he was rationing his insulin because he was no longer on his parents' insurance. And so Governor Walz is correct. Like nobody likes big pharma and they're terrible people for trying to stop a bill that will help people live their lives. Yes. So just.
Oh, yeah. So that's ugly and gross. But my fourth question is slightly more positive because it's actually about a court case that had an outcome, which is in a 5-2 decision, Minnesota Supreme Court ruled in May that Tom Landwehr had the power to do what? I am going to start this one with Team Ellison. Did you have an answer for this one? What did Tom Landwehr have the power to do?
Okay, we have an answer. We're just not too sure of that answer. He could wear his shorts in January.
I think that would totally go to the Supreme Court. I mean, why wouldn't it?
Yes. Why not? It's Minnesota. It's January. It's shorts.
Shorts, yeah. And they were white shorts, which he was wearing after Labor Day, making it
no good.
Yeah.
There you go.
The worst. I'm going to try Team Wisconsin for this one. Vote. The Supreme Court ruled in May that Tom Landwehr had the right to vote. That would make sense in certain contexts. I'm going to try Team Maye Quade. What did you all come up with?
Okay, we had two guesses. Not
how this works.
Signs. I think it does. Not post signs about wolf trapping, or
there's two of us.
cheer for the Packers.
Whoa.
Someone had to put it
Okay. This is our first question of the round that just skunked everybody. I don't know if we have a sound effect for that, Dennis.
Here it is.
Normally, I would ask the audience in our live event if anybody has the correct answer for this. That's a little hard to do. If you have the right answer, you should be putting it in the text for the YouTube page. But I will give you the answer, which is, and maybe this will help clarify, Tom Landwehr was the Commissioner of Natural Resources in a previous administration. And so he was responsible for he was the official defendant in the case to rename Lake Calhoun Bidemakaska.
Oh. Wow. You mean originally go back to the name of Bidemakaska?
Right.
Correct. Yes. So go back to the lake that had been known for some period of time as Lake Calhoun originally was Bidemakaska. The name Bidemakaska was reinstated, and it was the Commissioner of Natural Resources was responsible for that. There was a law on the books that said, once something's in place for 40 years, you can't change it. And this went to a court fight that I won't bore everyone with all the details with. But in the end, the Supreme Court said, no, actually, they can do it. They can change the name back to what it was. So I hope that Tom Landwehr is not watching because I feel like he he probably is upset that nobody knows who he is. It's fine.
He should be glad that people don't automatically associate him with defending that name.
Yeah. No, he didn't. He renamed it Fidei Acosta.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, then let's build a statue.
Yes.
Indeed. Yeah.
By the lake.
Yeah. Let's not build statues of any humans anymore.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's just too too
why?
risky. Yeah, we all have secrets. Okay, with that ominous note, I'm going to keep going. And we're going to move on. I'm going to check my phone to see if we've got it. We don't have any updates on fundraising. I'm going to assume that we're getting tons of fundraising still in. So I'm going to just take a drink of this. Also, this makes the quiz show more fun for everyone. Yay!
Yay!
Supporting ACS. I mean, honestly, this is an entirely sincere pledge. And I know that there are several, former, maybe future politicians on this call. But I will say, you can give all the money in the world to like politicians and political groups, and you're in your rights to do that. I really believe that it's institutions like the American Constitution Society that are really building the framework and the network that is necessary outside of like day-to-day political fights, that is working on some of the behind the scenes stuff, some of the stuff that is going to be happening, whoever is in power, that is so valuable and necessary. And we're seeing it in real time right now, how important it is to have a bench of people who share values and are thinking about the law in the kinds of ways that the American Constitution Society puts forward. So while there is every, again, politician on the face of the earth probably calling you up right now, sending you mailers, asking for donations, and you can donate to them, I would very much encourage you to think of this organization as being at least just as valuable, if not much more so, than any individual candidate, because this is the place where we build a future together that is bigger than any one of us. So,
and can I just
have a
add?
question.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. Erin
What's
has a
the
question.
first rule in improv?
Yes, and.
Okay, so yes, you can donate to candidates and donate to ACS.
Yeah, you can. The second rule of improv is don't expect a lot of money. Dennis, were you going to jump in?
I was just going to say, you know what? We all like the Constitution. Let's keep it. There you go.
Yes.
Give to the ACS because you love the Constitution. That's all I'm going to say.
Can we build a Constitution?
Good idea, Mom. I like that idea.
I love it. Okay. I got to keep going. I'm going to do a quick roundup of the scores here. I have got, and I hope this lines up with you, Dennis, I've got the Ellisons with 3 points.
Oh, 4.
Or 4.
Yep.
I like 4.
I believe you. I have got Team Wisconsin with 5 points.
6.
Or 6. And I've got Team Maye Quade. I'm going to just add a point because I seem to be 1 point behind on everything. Team Maye Quade with 3 points.
That's right.
That sounds right. Yep. That sounds right.
I think that I skipped adding points for the round where everybody got it right.
Okay.
Was my problem.
Could be.
Because it seems like if everybody got it right, why even bother
Yeah,
giving them all
why are we
points?
talking about it? Yeah.
All right, round 3, other legal news. This is just other legal news, other things that have happened. All right, here we go. These are a little shorter. We've only got 3 questions in these last 2 rounds. We're going to try and do them a little bit as lightning rounds. So, round 3, question 1. Get your pens, markers ready. Question 1, in Wild versus Carriage Funeral Homes, the New Jersey Supreme Court allowed an employee to proceed with an employment-based discrimination claim following his termination for what? So there's a lot of words in there. I will repeat it. But in Wild versus Carriage Funeral Holdings, the New Jersey Supreme Court, Russ, Mary, like not all the questions are Minnesota. Several of them are some of them are New Jersey based. The New Jersey Supreme Court allowed this employee to proceed with an employment-based discrimination claim following his termination. What was he terminated for? And this would be something that is kind of on the cutting edge of law that people probably aren't fired for all the time. It's like an open legal question whether you can or should be allowed to be fired for this thing that ended up at the Supreme Court in Wisconsin. And the Supreme Court in Wisconsin said, well, you should at least be able to move forward with your suit on this.
It's not vote.
Okay. If not, vote. Okay, question 2. Oh, this is an interesting one. The Fourth Circuit ruled that what is in fact a public forum for First Amendment purposes? So the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled this year that what is in fact a public forum for First Amendment purposes. And I will add a little hint because that's kind of vague. I mean, this is something involving public officials that it was kind of unclear previously whether this fell under the First Amendment and had the same purpose as a public forum. Okay, this is good. I love Dennis. This is fun. Like, I hope that people at home. There's somebody at home who's like, "Ooh, yeah, I love the Fourth Circuit." I don't know if they do. They? I don't. I know all the circuits have like reputations. I know the Ninth Circuit. People talk about the Ninth Circuit a lot. I don't know. Russ, Mary, this seems like your neck of the woods. Like, what does the Fourth Circuit have a reputation?
Or do they have groupies?
Fairly conservative.
It's not like the Eighth Circuit. Let's be very clear that the Eighth Circuit is a whole beast.
Pretty tough.
Okay, I've got my Court of Appeals trading cards. I'm gonna reshuffle them.
We're with the Eighth Circuit.
All right, here we go. Question 3, and again, this is the last question of this round because these are slightly shorter rounds as we get towards the end of our show. Richard Leadingham. I love that name. Richard Lettingham. A New Jersey. See, I got all these New Jersey questions. Richard Lettingham, a New Jersey trust and estate attorney, was disbarred after doing what to an 88-year-old widow?
This is a family show, Tane.
I know. I set these folks up to just... all kinds of things are going through their head. What did he do to that 88-year-old widow that got him disbarred? He did something. This is why this is fun to do as a fill in the blank.
I know. I'm with you.
Almost any... Oh, there is music being played for everyone.
Yeah, I know you can't hear it, but the audience can. Trust me.
The audience can. I also shouldn't use copyrighted music, even if I'm just upping it. There is almost certainly a copyright attorney watching.
Truly.
All right. Teams, have you got these? Do you need any of the questions repeated? No? Okay, good. Here we go. Fabulous. I am going to go back. Question 1. This is other legal news. In Wild versus Carriage Funeral Holdings, the New Jersey Supreme Court allowed an employee to proceed with an employment-based discrimination claim following his termination for what? I am going to start this one with Team Wisconsin. What did you say?
Using medical marijuana.
Using medical marijuana. That is a good guess. I am going to go with Team Maye Quade. What did you all think?
We said being high or weed. Same thing.
Okay, another way of saying what the Wisconsin team said. And Team Ellison, what did you come up with?
Something different. He stopped conforming to gender norms.
Oh, I like that. Because however you fall in the, I'm going to say I have long been like gender norms are dumb. Unfortunately, that wasn't the answer. The other two teams, Team Maye Quade and Team Wisconsin, got the answer correct. Yes, there's the binary. The correct answer was he used medical marijuana. So this is a very interesting legal case. He was an employee. By the way, I did add in the fact that he was an employee of a funeral home, because in my head, like, of all the places where you could probably get away with maybe being high at work, it would be like around the dead. But anyway, maybe that's terribly. There's a funeral director in there. So he's like, no, I take my work very seriously. So he was an employee that alleged discrimination because he was terminated for his medical marijuana usage. He was actually using it in cancer treatment, and it was approved by the state for him to use, but the state had never really cleared up whether, while it's legal to use, whether it is protected for you to actually be able to keep your job while you're using it. And they didn't actually answer that question necessarily, but they said you can move forward with your lawsuit in this. So, does ACS have a position on marijuana?
Not a formal position that I know of.
Not a formal position. Like a lot
I don't
of
think we're, as far as I know, we're not against it.
Okay, good. Well, we'll find out at the after party. Okay, so
Wait, did Russ change from a Wisconsin sweater to a Packers zip up? It's got a little Packers.
Well,
Come
no,
on now.
I'm not the one that mentioned the Packers, so you can take this.
Oh,
Wow.
Okay,
I'm
question
showing
2. The
restraint.
Fourth Circuit ruled that what is in fact a public forum for First Amendment purposes. I am going to start this one with Team Ellison, because Kim Ellison, you are our elected official on this panel right now. So the Fourth Circuit ruled that what is in fact a public forum for First Amendment purposes. What'd you come up with?
Politicians' Twitter account.
Ooh, politicians' Twitter accounts. Very good guess. I'm going to go now to Team Wisconsin. What did you come up with?
Social media.
Social media. And Team Maye Quade, what did you come up with?
Facebook.
Did you? This is embarrassing. What did you do to those O's?
Yeah, babe, what'd you do to those?
Just don't worry about it. It's fine.
Okay.
Those are
You know what she did,
eyeballs,
the O's.
Tane. Eyeballs.
Okay, so this is very interesting. So I was going to give the points to both Team Ellison and Team Wisconsin, but Team Maye Quade was the most accurate because the case was specifically about a Facebook page of a public official. Dennis, do you want to weigh in here?
Hey, I'm going to give it to the Maye Quades as well.
Okay, so Maye Quades, you get that point. Congratulations. It is true. They ruled that a public official's Facebook page is, for the purposes under the First Amendment, a public forum. So that means that that it gets protected. Oh, sorry. The case is in Davison versus Randall. The court rejected arguments that the Facebook page represented government speech, but avoided more complex issues about what type of public forum the page was, traditional or designated or limited. I mean, Facebook is really just a sad place generally. But anyway, apparently it's also a protected place for these purposes. Question 3. Richard Lettingham, a New Jersey trust and estate attorney, was disbarred after doing what to an 88-year-old widow? Team Maye Quade, I don't know if I've started around with you all for this one, so I'm going to start with you all.
This one's embarrassing.
This is kind of embarrassing. Giving all her money to Snooki? I'm not even sure we spelled Snooki right, but
You did.
is that right?
You did.
We did. Cool. All right.
I'm delighted that Dennis knows that you spelled Snooki right.
Yeah. I do watch some reality TV, Tane. I'm sorry.
Well, I was going to say, like, do we watch reality TV from 2006?
Well, it caught my eye because I grew up going to the Jersey Shore. I'm a proud New Yorker by birth.
A likely story.
Ah.
Okay, so donating all her money to Snooki. That would be specific. I'm going to go Team Ellison. What did you come up with this on this one?
He married her.
He married her. Oh, that's kind of a
so
romantic
sweet.
end.
Kind of.
That's a good, like, Lifetime movie, I think. And then
Or
Team
a podcast
Wisconsin,
with
what'd you come
Phoebe
up with?
Judge.
took away her dog.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that is the saddest answer. Wow, I would be very proud of the state of New Jersey if they disbarred this man for taking away her dog. In a weird way, teammate Quade got the closest, but
Stop it.
Quite right. The answer is that he charged her $120,000 for serving as the executor of her husband's estate. So he had a retainer agreement that provided for a rate of $175 an hour. Over the period of 1 year, he billed her for 674 hours for a total approximation of $120,000. After paying $88,000, $199 in fees, the client began to refute the charges. They attempted to settle, but the state Supreme Court ruled and said, this is why I wanted to have this in here, because there's a lot of attorneys who are watching. Zaya, you're a recent law student graduate. This is a good note for you. A stark warning to attorneys to substantiate their bills and make sure that they are informing clients of anticipated costs of litigation and to execute only those services necessary and required to reach the client's objective. Obviously, Mr. Lettingham did not do that and was disbarred. Okay, we have one more round, but somehow, through the miracle of people chatting, we did find out that there have been a lot of people donating, and none of it came through until just now that we know about. So get your drinks ready, and I am going to call out a bunch of these people who have donated. So a big cheers. Mariah Mitchell, good. Oh, a big one here. This one, teammate Quade, especially Erin. Sam Clark donated more than $100.
Hey!
That's fabulous. Chris Henjum.
Hey!
Molly Mons. Yay. Oh, Adam Miller. I know Adam Miller, I think. I do know Adam. I'm making sure it's the same Adam Miller. Amanda Dietrich. Yay! Yeah, I told you there's a bunch of these, so I hope you're thirsty. Marin Holden. Oh, she originally got me into doing this whole thing. This is great. Yay, Marin. And John, Kate Baxter Cough. Okay, and then John Zewer. Yay! Okay, that's everybody I got. I think I got everybody. All right, good. Here we go. Fabulous. Finnegan's delicious. All right, last round. It was suggested in a private chat channel that this last round is going to be kind of loose because we've been celebrating a lot, which is the point of this event. It's also going to be loose because this last round is just basically bonus random questions that we found funny that are weird. They're all legal adjacent. Here we go. Are you ready for round 4, teams?
Yay!
All right, I like it. Okay, round 4, bonus round. Question 1. Oh, this is really interesting. As of 2018, so it's a little old, but Minnesota has 45 active and resident lawyers per 10,000 residents. We've got 45 lawyers per 10,000 residents. And this ranks us 8th per capita of the 52 states and territories. Wisconsin, this is in my notes, is ranked 38th with 26.7 per 10,000 people. I don't know. You have to decide whether you think that it's good that Minnesota has this many more lawyers than Wisconsin. It's ha-ha! Okay, but the actual question for this is, which state or territory is ranked first, and a bonus point if you know which state or territory is ranked last. So the state or territory with the most lawyers per capita, and the state or territory with the fewest lawyers per capita.
I think it's an interesting question. I'm trying to not draw back to Shakespeare on this one. He had not nice things to say about lawyers, and frankly, I don't agree with him. Most of my working life has been spent in law firms, Tane, if you recall.
I don't.
Oh, yeah. I was a legal secretary and a paralegal for many, many years in several intellectual property firms around the country.
That is very interesting. And were you as musical there as you are now?
I did occasionally sing outside of the office, and some of my employers came to see me. It was very nice.
That is
In
nice.
fact, the entire intellectual property department of Amico Corporation came to see me in a bar one night.
Oh,
yeah,
that's very cool. Very nice. Okay, so we've got, and just as a reminder, you have the potential here for 2 points, which if you know the first and the last. Okay, question 2. This is, I'm sorry, Team Wisconsin. This is a Minnesota question, but I'm going to just say that I will be surprised if the Minnesotans on this panel actually know this one, because it's like none of you were alive. In 1878, Martha Angle Dorset was the first woman admitted to the Minnesota bar. Later, she was very active in politics, and her husband unsuccessfully ran for governor on 2 separate occasions. The question is, what party was it that she and her husband were a part of? It might be easier to guess what her husband was a part of because he ran for governor. And a bonus point if you know the mascot of that party. 1878, what is the political party that Martha Angle Dorset and her husband were active in? He ran for governor with that party. And bonus point if you know the animal associated with that party.
I have a question, Tane. Now, I know medical marijuana came up earlier, and there is a party that is something like that. Is their mascot like marijuana, or is it like Dopey, the pot-smoking whatever? I mean...
Is it Dopey?
I don't know.
You know, I will just say, there are actually 2 major parties in Minnesota that are legal marijuana parties. And so you've double the chance that at least one of them has that as their mascot.
Yeah, sure, there you go. And
but
if not, you're welcome.
Sorry. But I don't know what their mascots are. If they haven't, I'll just say, if I ever started a political party, which I wouldn't because I'm not a glutton for punishment, the first thing that I would do is think about what our mascot would be. I don't know. There's so many great animals. It's good. As people have pointed out, like donkey and elephant are very weird animals to be sort of our major political party animals because neither of them are indigenous to the United States, the North America. They are both things that were imported to this place, which I guess you could argue both our political parties were as well. But, somebody could have picked like a turkey or something that is actually like a creature that lived here.
Ben Franklin didn't like turkeys.
Ooh,
yes.
Interesting.
I thought Ben Franklin did like turkeys. I thought he didn't like.
I thought he hated them.
I know. Well, that's why we eat them on Thanksgiving.
Maybe it's the other way around.
Turkeys hated Ben Franklin.
Okay, question 3. Oh, this is a fun one. And it's, I'm going to warn you, Team Wisconsin, it starts out very Minnesota-y, but it has nothing Minnesota about the actual question. Former Minnesota Supreme Court Justice Alan Page, who has never responded to my request to be on our show. Anyway, former Minnesota Supreme Court Justice Alan Page is well known in Minnesota for playing for the Minnesota Vikings before obtaining his law degree. He was a football player before he was a lawyer and then a judge. There are 4 other NFL players that also received law degrees after retiring from the game. Name any of them. I'll give you points for any of them that you can name.
Wait, how many? 4?
I have 4 on my sheet here that we were able to find. Okay. 4 NFL players who went on to get their law degree after playing in the NFL. And if you can, I'll give you points for any of them that you are able to name.
And then if you can name the team mascot, do you get a bonus point for that too? Or is that just the middle question?
I actually don't even, I do have what teams they were all with, but I don't know the mascots of all those teams because,
you got to get after your research department, Tane.
Yeah, I do. I know the mascot for that team. I know there's one of these that I'll bring up when we get to the answers. It's a team that I've always wondered what exactly is their mascot, which I could probably have easily figured out either by just looking on Wikipedia or actually watching a football game. And I haven't. I've been too busy doing gay swimming.
Good callback. I already forgot about the gay swimming.
All right. Oh, are you all still thinking about football players? Yes?
Yes. Wait, just so there's 4 NFL players who have gone to law school after the NFL. Who
Correct.
are any of those 4 players?
You can name any of them.
Okay.
But I will say that this is a limited time quiz show, and we are actually already over time. So I like you're very ponderous, but we will have to move on at some point. Okay. Are we good?
We're good.
Here we go. We're going back to the top here. This was our final sort of grab bag round here. Round 4. Lost the top of my first question. Round 4. Question 1. As of 2018, Minnesota has 45 active. I'm not going to read the whole question again. The point was, can you name the state or territory with the most lawyers per capita and the state or territory with the fewest lawyers per capita? And I am going to start with the team that is not lawyers, because it seems like this is unfair to you anyway. So, Team Maye, Quade, what do you think?
Okay. Washington, D.C., question mark, Wyoming is the least.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Oh, okay. Or
But
New York. I don't know. Weird guy.
You can't. I don't know why you think that you can answer.
This is a reflection of having 2 separate humans on a team together. Like, we have different opinions.
But DC is like the answer that we went with.
But we were also questioning New York. Okay.
Maybe it's
This is very like if people have read The Hobbit, it's like, what do you have in your pocket? String or nothing. Like it's cheating. So anyway, I'm gonna go Team Ellison. What did you all think for state or territory with most and state or territory with fewest?
We said Washington, D.C., but no question mark, and then Montana with the fewest. But that would be
Okay, very good. And Team
we feel the shade. We feel the shade.
Good burn, Mom.
That's a teacher. That's a teacher. No question mark. It's DC.
And I'm going to go Team Wisconsin.
Washington, D.C. with the most, and Texas or another state in the union.
We said this last round was going to get loose. So everybody gets a point for the first one. Yes, you are correct. Washington, D.C. has the most lawyers per capita. Interestingly, no one got the lowest one. I think teammate, I like where you were going with Wyoming. I think the problem is there's nobody there's like 12 people in Wyoming and 3 of them are lawyers.
There's probably 15.
Yeah. And so per capita, that's a lot. The correct answer, and I would not have guessed this at all, is South Carolina. South Carolina. So Washington, D.C. has 765.6 lawyers per 10,000 people. And again, as a mirror of that, Minnesota has 45 per 10,000 people. South Carolina has only got 20 per 10,000 people. So there you go. Okay, question 2. Martha Angle Dorset, 1878, first woman admitted to the Minnesota bar. She and her husband were both very active in politics here in Minnesota. What political party were they part of, and what is the mascot of that party? I'll start with Team Ellison on this one.
Okay. We only could come up with the party, maybe. I mean, we said the Bull Moose Party, but I don't know the mascot.
Oh.
And I'm not sure about that.
I mean, I don't actually know this. Wouldn't the Bull Moose mascot be a bull moose?
I would go with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe a turkey. You don't know.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't.
I don't know for sure. Okay, this is a good guess. All right, I'll go Team Wisconsin next. Do you have any guess about this first woman in the Minnesota bar and her political party?
We do have a guess. We said Farm Labor Party. Just a little shout out there, CFL friends. But Badger for the mascot. Badger.
That would be.
That was not the mascot.
That was shameless.
Wow, that would have been quite the coup if, like, the Minnesota Farmer Labor Party had the Badger as their mascot, and then Wisconsin just took it. Okay, Team Maye Quade, do you have a guess on either part of this, political party or mascot?
Oh, okay, so because we did have farmer labor, but I think we're gonna go with the Greenback Party or Greenback Labor Party with the mascot of Shamrock or some sort of green thing.
These are
great answers.
You all are very interesting and good. But no one is correct, unfortunately. I do like this trip down third-party political lane. Both answers are going to seem wildly obvious when I say them. So the correct answer for what party were they very involved with is the Temperance Party or the Prohibition Party.
Yeah.
So they, yes.
Was it Satterley?
What was that?
Was it the Satterley?
Is that an
The
animal?
woman's name, Satterley? Is that her name?
No, Dorset.
Her name was Dorset.
Oh.
Dorset. So it was the Prohibition Party that they were involved with, and he ran for governor on twice. And does anybody want to guess now this is so obvious, what the mascot of the Prohibition Party was? Give you a hint, it's the Dry Party. And so it's a camel. Come on. They had a sense of humor.
Absence of a wine bottle it just is weird.
I made the audience virtually applaud for you, Tane. I thought that was good.
Thank you, Dennis.
You're welcome.
I like it. I don't know if I think people are still watching, but I appreciate the applause. Okay, last question. And this one, we did this on purpose because I'm just looking at the scores. In theory, with there being 4 potential answers here, there is room for potentially anybody to win this at this point. So we talked about Justice Alan Page having been an NFL player and getting his law degree after. There are 4 other NFL players who went on to get their law degrees after playing in the NFL. Can you name any of them? I'm going to start with Team Wisconsin. What did you all think?
Well, we only came up with 3 possibles. Or
Okay.
1 possible and 2 humorous. Steve Young. And
Okay.
I wanted to just say this. Brett Favre.
Brett Favre.
And how about Joe Namath?
Hey, and Ken Bowman.
Oh, yes, sorry. I don't know where that one went.
Ken Bowman.
Okay.
Ken Bowman.
Okay. So we have a bunch of names there. I am going to go next to Team Ellison's. Team Ellison's. What have you got?
Okay. We only came up with 1, Steve Young, and this was Isaiah, but I've got lots of information about him. He went to Brigham Young University. They were Cougars, and he played for the 49ers.
Wow. That is good. Isaiah. Nice. Solid. And then finally, Team Maye Quade. You were thinking hard about this.
We were. Chris Collinsworth? Or possibly
Question mark?
question mark?
I heard the
I don't
question
know.
mark.
Okay, you want to know what we wrote down?
I do.
This is our best.
Alan Page.
That was in the question.
I know, we know, but Chris Collinsworth
You
was
didn't
our.
say we couldn't say
Yeah,
him.
yeah, you didn't say we couldn't say him.
Maybe you did. I don't know.
I did actually. I said
Probably.
other than
Other,
him.
yeah,
But
the word other, but Chris
Erin,
Collinsworth,
you
it was
should have been a lawyer.
in our thing.
yes. Okay. So, ding, 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 ding. You all got one of them, which is very cool and impressive. So, to go through them all. So, Team Ellison, you are absolutely right. Steve Young with the 49ers. What is the mascot for the 49ers? Is it like an old miner? Yeah. It's like a little man with a pickaxe trying to get gold. Okay. That was my question with that one. So, that is correct. Chris Collinsworth, teammate Quade. That is also correct. With the Cincinnati Bengals. So, and that was also the one that you all said as well, correct? Team Wisconsin, you got that?
That is
Oh,
correct.
Yeah.
You said
You
Steve
had
Young.
Steve Young. Sorry, Steve Young. So the two that nobody got are Dwayne Woodruff with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Did you have that?
Okay, I fell down an Alan Page Wikipedia rabbit hole like not that long ago, and I wasn't sure if what I was remembering was accurate or just imaginary. So yes.
Okay. So it was Steve Young, Dwayne Woodruff with the Pittsburgh Steelers, Chris Collinsworth, which we talked about, and then the one that I don't think I heard anybody get, because I would remember if someone had pronounced this name correctly, is Nick Buoniconti with the Miami Dolphins, who is actually, yeah,
Buoniconti. Yeah.
Buoniconti, who is on their championship team. This ended up very dramatic. So,
really
Dennis, I
did.
hope that you and I have the same scores here.
I hope
or
so.
at least the same order. I did end up giving teammate Quade an extra 2 points in that last round. Dennis,
I sure did too.
You shouldn't. You shouldn't.
Well,
so that everybody knows, there's a drum roll happening right now.
there's a drum roll. Okay, and so with a wonderful and respectable score of 6 is Team Isaiah and Keith Ellison. Big round of applause. Sorry, Team Ellison. Kim, I so apologize. It's very embarrassing. This is what happens when people donate too much money over the course of an evening.
Okay, fair.
Okay, fabulous. 6 points. Fabulous. Okay, then with 8 points, teammate Quade.
Hey.
Yes, people are applauding. We can't hear it. But
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
They
They're
sure
applauding.
are.
And then
Please applaud in your heart.
I mean, I can't believe it came down to this, but with 9 points, Team Wisconsin ends up winning. What? Look at that. Oh, they're so bitter about it. This is good. It's fine. It's fine. It's good. He's the national president. You know, you can't beat the boss at golf. I think.
Let him win.
Yeah,
So
you
that-
gotta let the boss win.
Rigged.
It was a conspiracy amongst the other two teams to allow them to win.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes, thank you,
just
Isaiah.
want a chance to defend next year. You want to be invited.
Okay, so this was fabulous. I want to say thank you to all 3 of our teams. Isaiah and Kim Ellison, thank you so much for being here. I hope you had a good time.
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
Great.
Good.
Thank you
Fabulous. Teammate Quade, fabulous as always. I hope that you'll come back and try and, you can't have the title every year. Hopefully next time you'll come back and re-win it.
Yes, I want the belt next year.
The belt. And then finally, Team Wisconsin, Russ and Mary, you did it. Despite all my Minnesota questions, you pulled it out.
It was fun.
Very good. It was fun. I have one last person. I have a Catherine Kelly who donated more than $100. And so can we do one last toast to Catherine Kelly and everybody who donated tonight to the American Constitution Society MSP chapter? That's fabulous. I can't say this sincerely enough. To everybody at home, Can you all please do a big round of applause for these amazing panelists? These are very important people who agreed to spend an hour and a half online with me asking them ridiculous questions because they really care about this organization and the good work that it does. And so that is very cool. They're fabulous. Cheers to all of you for doing this. Thank you. And with that, I am going to turn the virtual stage over one more time to your co-president for the Minneapolis-St. Paul chapter of the American Constitution Society. Please, wherever you are, she's going to give us a great good night. A big round of applause. Saraswati Singh, everybody. Yay!
Hello again, everyone. Thank you so much to Tane Danger, the big boss, former Senator Russ Feingold and his chief of staff, to my colleague Isaiah Ellison and his mom Kim, and to Erin, Maye, Quade, and her partner. We are just so thrilled to have you back again. You guys, thanks for adapting for these times. It was so much fun, and just wanted to say that the award this year will be Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg memorabilia. You can tell I'm getting tongue-tied. It must be all the drinking. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us. Please join ACS. Give ACS.
All right, yay! That was fabulous. Okay, good job. Okay, yay! I actually think this is great. We're